Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1051. I missed one yesterday. It was a crazy day. Today it's Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, plus it's the return of the much-loved news segment, This Is Interesting, where it's getting very interesting with Trump and the hacktivists.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And I'm going to sing a song that has to do,
Mike's Daily Podcast.
with Rubio. So Rubio's bid is now dead in the water. He's the son of immigrants. He has a Cuban father, or does he? I don't know. It seems his story has changed. Thinking he could win Florida, he must have been deranged. Now he's done. He's even done with the Senate after his term is up.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
When you're out of the presidential race, the rest of the world stops giving you love.
Mike's
Now we've all forgotten him.
Daily
Marco
Podcast.
Polo. Yeah, that's about it. Now it's back to Marco Polo again. I love that water sport. So much fun, so much time. And you're walking around, everybody leaves the pool, and you're still going Marco Polo, and you feel like an idiot. Or everybody splashes you all at once and you die of water asphyxiation. Asphyxiation? I don't think that's what I want. Hey, speaking of water, the podcast picture today, let's get to that right now.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast picture is of the wonderful Half Moon Bay, which I was at yesterday. Oh, so lovely. I had to get to the beach. I'm like, for God's sakes, I live in California. Get to the damn beach. And I brought Basil because Basil loves the beach. We really should live at the beach, but it would be too crazy in the Bay Area because all the traffic around the beach areas in the Bay Area is nuts. It must be like what Huntington Beach or Long Beach is like. San Diego around the beach, just clogged up. Forget it. I was trying to get to where you see that picture of me at Poplar Beach is where that was. We can have your dog off leash. I was trying to get from there up to a couple of beer places. Oh, look at this, walk in. Hello, Michael Masters and Madame Rootabega, and you are trying to go somewhere. Yeah, I was trying to go get some beer at this place called Mavericks. They have this wonderful beer place there. And I was going to go and drink a beer, and they let you have your dog outside, and it's craft-made beer. And then they have another, I think it's called Hop Dogma or something that's close to that place. But could I get up there? No, because the traffic was insanity. Michael Masters of the Bay Area is full of the traffic. I know. And then I remembered I missed Pi Day. Well, today's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I deliberately stopped this morning getting dressed because I was already dressed, and I was making my morning strawberry smoothie. Nothing added, just frozen strawberries and water. Because I'm trying to lose weight. Look who else just walked in. Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the bank attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Wow, Bison Bentley, you're a bit loud today. Yeah, I got a lot of things on my mind. Do you know that? Oh, what do you got on your mind? Pie Day. I didn't get any pie on Pie Day. Do you know that? Me neither. I know. I should have had pie on Pie Day, and that did not happen. No, of course, 3.14159, etc. Mike, you look a little bit flummoxed day. What happens is, if you go to unfortunately, if you do go from Podcaster Valley to Half Moon Bay on a weekday, count on not getting home until like 9. The traffic is crazy, and if you're on the road anytime before 8:30, you're stuck in traffic. 8:30, after 8:30, for some reason, traffic disappears, and everybody can move at a brisk pace home. So that's what I did. I checked my thank you, Google Maps, you wonderful thing. I would freaking kiss your face if you had a face. But I looked at my Google Maps. I'm like, I'm not going to make it home with this till before 9. There's just no way. So I'll hang out here. I had gotten in traffic from Half Moon Bay all the way to Foster City. So we're heading east back to Podcastro Valley. Foster City is a lovely place with lots of water, houses on water, nice little walkways and little bridges and such. And it's sort of like Balboa Park in the Huntington Beach zone of Southern California, which I had gone to as a kid and loved it. But of course, once again, traffic. So I plant myself in Foster City. I got the dog park there. There's some really cool people. I talked to a cool nurse who was from Chicago, and she was talking about how on St. Patrick's Day they make the river green, and it gets all down. They get down with the St. Patrick's Day and the Irish people and everything, and I think that's awesome. I need to get down with some Irish people tonight. Preferably ladies dressed in hot green dresses. That's what I'm hoping for tonight. We'll see what that happens. But I don't have to be at work till noon tomorrow, so hey, I'm staying up late. Woo! But I got home late and got like no sleep, and then my roommate decided he was going to drop stuff and stomp around the house and make a bunch of noise. So I think I maybe got to bed I slept from like 11 till 4. And that's a healthy 5 hours. Yippee. And I hate just getting 5 hours. My body just doesn't deal with that anymore. I was so good at getting like at least 7 hours. But I have got to get some earplugs. I've been talking about this for a while. I considered going to Home Depot to get earplugs. And then I spoke with a financial dude that does a financial show that I've been producing his show this week. And he told me, no, get them off of Amazon. So I don't know. At any rate, the guy was just stomping around. Can't take it. Can't get to sleep. And then Michael Matthew, breathe in deeply. All right. Wait, what was I supposed to do after I breathe in deeply? Let it out slowly. Okay. So you feel better? Yeah, a little bit. A little lightheaded, actually. So while I was hanging out in Foster City, I decided I'm going to spend some time here before I have to hit the traffic again. So I went over to a place called Ranch 99 Supermarket, which we have all over the Bay Area, which specializes in Asian foods. When you walk in the door, there are boxes set up with bags and bags of like ramen noodles, specific type Asian potato chips, and all kinds of things you don't see typically in America. But I head directly over to their little food section, the pre-made food sort of deli area, and they've got a buffet of some Asian foods, interesting sort of noodles and tempura and fried chicken and things. And I see a sign that says $7.99 combo special, which here in the Bay Area, that's cheap. Yeah, $7.99. I don't know where you live, but $7.99, man. Everything, that is like you've just gotten something basically for free if it's $7.99. The damn restaurateurs in the Bay Area. They're just hiking prices, and if we ever get out of, if we ever stop with the, we're not in a recession now. No, the economy is doing good now, despite what Trump says. The economy is doing good as far as our businesses are thriving, etc. And in the Bay Area, that means restaurateurs, because people are spending so much money and getting paid a lot, supposedly, which they're not here at this job I'm at. But I found that restaurateurs have hiked prices clear to the moon, and they're never going to bring them down, even if the economy crashes. They're just going to keep them all. So basically, if you want a burger for under $12, good luck. That's not going to happen. So $7.99, I was through the roof. I'm like, yeah, I'll get that. And then the lady, after I got the $7.99 combo, she throws in a bunch of extra stuff. Like these weird buns that they cook the hot dog inside of the bun. I know that sounds weird. And then some extra chicken drumsticks, which you can't play with those particular drumsticks. But yeah, I missed Pie Day. So in lieu of getting a pie, I got buns with hot dogs shoved and cooked in them, oddly. That was my wonderful Wednesday. And then I walked out, and Basil was in the car, and he's like, let's go. And I'm like, okay, no, my dog really can't talk. I'm not that weird yet. So we get in the car and got home before 9, took a shower, got in a bed, and freaking clunk is clunking around the house, and I can't get to sleep. So Germany has got a new xenophobic political group in power now. Angela Merkel's power has been greatly diminished because, just like us, everybody's freaking out about immigrants. And Germany, well, they freaked out about immigrants before, and we saw where that led. So that kind of sucks that they got some xenophobic group in there that took a bunch of seats. Now, I've heard from experts that say Angela Merkel should make a comeback. We'll see. I like the Angelia. That's a Richard Marx song from the 80s. But Angela Merkel seems to be doing a pretty good job considering what... I'm a fan. So, whatever. You can take that as far as you can throw it. There's... What? Oh, so hey... The financial guy that I do the show for brought up an interesting point yesterday. Canadian real estate. You know, it's a sort of a thing where a lot of commercials run on this financial radio station I work for about buying real estate in other states that you don't live in, like Texas, it's at Hawaii. How about Canada? That's where everybody's going to move to if Trump becomes president, right? That's what they said about when Bush became president. The Baldwin said they were going to move to Canada. That never happened. Jared Fogle got attacked. The subway guy got attacked in prison. You knew it was a matter of time before that was going to happen. If there's one thing that fellow prison inmates hate more than anything, that's child molesters. And frickin' Jared fits that bill. So he got the crap beat out of him. Expect more of that to happen with that guy. Just, I don't know what went wrong. I always knew something weird about that guy. Something fake about him. I did not like him. He would show up on The Biggest Loser because there was all this stupid NBC subway cross-pollination synergy bull. And he would show up and be, hey, try my sandwiches. I've lost a lot of weight. No, I can't keep the weight off, though, so I'm just... I think he was forced by Subway to remain at a certain weight, and he didn't like that. So he put his weird... I don't know what creates a child molester, but that guy... Oh, I did not like him. Did you see his house? How big his house was? All the news companies were parked out in front of it when everything went down. Was it last year? And then the guy who took the nude celeb pics, some of underage celebrities, and put them on the iCloud, or took them from their iClouds and put them on the internet. That guy apparently is now being arraigned, and he used some sort of fake name and fake company. He said he was with something.iCloud, and that's how he got the celeb pics. So it's good to see. Hopefully he gets thrown in jail with the Jared, and then he gets beaten out of. Well, Mike, you're pretty violent today. I am. I'm feeling a little violent. I don't know what. Did you hear that Canadians Their emojis that they like to use the most of are more violent oriented.
Mike, what's an emoji?
It's my non-millennial friend. They're those little symbols that millennials are using the crap out of. Actually, millennials apparently don't like social media that much. They prefer to talk to you one-on-one via, but not in person. No, it's got to be through the damn phone, through the texting, and not by talking on the phone. Oh, that went out with the tail end of the Generation Xers. The people born in the late 80s, they do not like to talk on the phone. You can use a cell phone to text all you want, but don't talk on it. Other interesting things I've noticed, and that were also brought out in a study, is that millennials are all about using... Oh, actually... I forgive me. That's not millennials. That's Generation Z. That's the people after millennials that are all about using private stuff instead of social media. They'll use the Snapchat, for example. But forget about actually talking on the phone or seeing you in person. The millennials then probably are the ones that are... This is what I heard about... forget this story. 15 years ago was the dot-com explosion, the dot-bomb. Remember that? That was 15 years ago. Everybody was going crazy. There was that dog one. Pet food. Not Pet Food Express, but it was a Dogtopia? No. Pet.com or something? They had the little puppet that was a dog. And everybody was like, oh, that's so cute. What's the internet? And all these... The distribution wasn't ready yet. So all these internet companies went belly up. And that was... A lot of people lost money. I knew some people that lost money in that. The Bay Area went down. Because everybody had invested money in that thinking it was the next best thing, and it wasn't. That was 15 years ago. And are we in another dot bomb boom now? No, people seem to be using the internet, and now you've got the smartphone. People are using that and apps, so I don't think we're headed for that yet. Back to Generation Z real quick. They say they have a 8-second attention span. The millennials are a little bit more than that. Pretty soon it's going to be the attention span of a gnat. And they use YouTube a lot. They'd rather watch YouTube than regular television. Okay. That's the world in which we live. It's so weird to me that we all have smartphones, yet we don't talk on them. That's like the last thing. We use them for everything else. We'll text the crap out of people, and we'll use more and more emojis the younger we are. But Mike'sDailyPodcast.com, you can find that on your smartphone. We have a smartphone-friendly, a mobile-friendly version. Go on there and you can see past shows and see the podcast picture. You can read the blog. You can also, if you scroll all the way down to the end of the page, there's a link to Amazon. If you buy something through that Amazon link, that helps us out. There's also a PayPal link if you want to help us out that way, and there are other things. Oh, yeah, if you want to find us on Facebook and Twitter, and apparently Generation Z scoffs at Twitter. Twitter is just on the chop. It's a matter of time before that thing goes in MySpace. Turns into a MySpace. And let's see what else is there at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. There's links to interviews that I've done in the past with a lot of cool indie bands. Some have made it big, like Saint Motel, and there's the links to past interviews that I did with country artists back in the 90s that made it big later on, and all kinds of interesting stuff at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. And now the segment, This is Interesting.
This is interesting.
Wow, this is interesting.
One thing I would say, Generation Xers, well, maybe Generation Xers, it seems like more of an older person's thing. The Trump thing. I think more millennials and the younger Generation Xers, Generation Zers, they're all into... You know what? I'm not going to even call the Generation Zers that anymore. I'm going to call them the selfie generation, the selfie gens. because they're all about taking pictures of themselves and Snapchatting and that kind of thing. But that's fine, whatever, that's their thing. My generation was all about the MTV and the dancing to Tears for Fears. So, anyway, the younger generation don't seem to be into Trump. Trump's winning, but, with conservative white males. That's the way I see it. But apparently, the hacktivist group Anonymous wants to make a fool of Trump and his hateful campaign. The group has declared total war on the divisive GOP frontrunner and is calling supporters to join in on an April Fool's Day attack by helping to shut down the billionaire's website and expose personal information about him. This according to nydailynews.com. And we are encouraging every able person with a computer watching this video to participate in the operation. A man in a Guy Fawkes mask who claims he represents Anonymous says in a dramatic video released earlier this month, using a robotic voice, but it's a British voice. You need not know how to hack to support this important operation. This is not a warning. This is a declaration of total war. The video encourages supporters to target the website for the real estate magnate's Chicago luxury hotel, TrumpChicago.com, on April 1st as part of their hashtag OpTrump campaign. OpTrump. OpTrump. What would that stand for? Opposite Trump? Bernie Sanders is the opposite Trump. Just a thought. Dear Donald Trump, we have been watching you for a long time, and what we see is deeply disturbing. Your inconsistent and hateful campaign has not only shocked the United States of America, you have shocked the entire planet with your appalling actions and ideas. You say what your audience wants to hear, but in reality, you don't stand for anything except for your personal greed and power. That's what they say in the video. With a clip of a montage of Trump's attacks against Muslims, disabled investigative reporter Serge Kowaleski, and women. This isn't the first time the hacktivist collective has gone to battle with the reality star turned GOP candidate. Most recently, they claim to have hacked into Trump's voicemail and leaked messages from MSNBC host BC. He is BC. He is like before. He is a caveman. Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski to Gawker. They have leaked these. The group also successfully took down Trump's campaign website after he called for a ban on Muslim immigrants. Anonymous has waged cyber attacks against other groups it opposes, like ISIS, Scientologists, and the Ku Klux Klan. They also waged a war against the BART police, and that's when they shut down the BART stations, or they shut down the Wi-Fi to the BART, and they caused a bunch of pandemonium. Oh, and they leaked people that had signed on to BART's website, which some people like myself had done in order to get some of their rewards. But you know what happened there? I got mad because I'm like, hey, they leaked my information. Hey, that was my Donald Trump impression. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. What did you think of that impression, Valentino?
It was pretty good day. But you know what? I'm not a Trump supporter day. I wanted the Chris Christie to win. Now I'm all about the Roseanne Bear.
Yeah, Roseanne Bear! Do you know that? All right, how are you feeling now, Bison Bentley? You were a little shaky earlier.
I was? I don't know. I miss pie. We should all get pie together.
All right, let's go get pie. We're going to leave. We're outside, so we're going to go. Sorry, Marco Rubio, it's done. Everyone forgot you. All your oh, my God, when they were playing back the concession speech he did, there were like these women that just want him. They want him. Not for president. They want him for president, but they just want him. They just participated in his campaign just to be as close to the beautiful Marco Rubio and his alabaster skin. And they wanted to touch him. And they probably go home at night to their little one-room apartments with their cats, and they have the pictures of Marco Rubio pasted all over the place. And then they speak French. I don't know why they speak French. They just speak French to their cats. But they want the Marco Rubio. The Marco Polo now, ladies. It's all about Marco Polo getting the pull. Next show, we're going to bring you, let's see, Shelley Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!
Hoppus and Pottersday!